Well, this is a difficult message for uh, for me to get across. So, um, the Chicago Transit Justice Coalition put out a statement that about one of our union member, coworkers, bus operator, Ava Hudson. And this was covered up, but Sister Ava committed suicide about a year ago. And I think all of us who work at the CTA heard about it, about a worker jumping in front of a train and died. And this worker happened to be transgender and had been putting up with a lot of abuse, and no one helped her. And it was basically the person just was disappeared, and sexual harassment is a big problem at the CTA, and it's at all levels. But the most nefarious type is when management is involved in doing it. Now, in the case of Sister Ava, we don't know all the different parts that are involved. I have finally been able to make a connection with a friend of Ava, so I hope to get more information about this member of ours who committed suicide. And we have, when a manager, now I'm jumping around here a little bit, but in the cases of where management sexually harasses workers, it's very, very sticky, because if a worker declines or does not cooperate with in advance, they can be punished, and in many cases they're threatened with punishment, so they don't say anything. And we have this going on, and people call me. So I would say this, that if you ever need to talk, and I don't know if you might think you need to, but I think you should, if you're a victim of sexual harassment, especially when it comes from management, give me a call. Reach out to me. 779-456-6460. If you're gay shamed, transgender, hate, harassment, that type of thing, I've dealt with a couple of these situations, and I didn't know this person at all, this bus operator that killed herself. But it's really disgusting that the union leadership is silent. I mean, if I was president, and yeah, I'm running for president, I would be in touch with the family and say, hey, what can we do, and can you help us stop this from happening again? Because it's going to happen again. You're going to have another person harassed sexually, mocked, made fun of, fat shamed, whatever. And they're not going to take it, and they may kill themselves, but they may kill other people. At the CTA, the way they treat us, the management treats us, it's always about punishment. It's punish and fear and punishment, comply, obey, arrest, jail. And our union leadership our presidents are the same thing. They just want to punish and scare and fear, obedience, obey. But meanwhile, your working conditions are worsening. So you have the stress of work, the terrible working conditions, and then you have someone making fun of you or sexually harassing you because of your homosexuality, transgender, whatever it is. And now someone's dead. I mean, it happened over a year ago, but it's been covered up. So the Sun-Times exposed it. Thank God for Lauren Fitzpatrick at the Chicago Sun-Times and her persistence in trying to get the facts. You know? But it's going to happen again, y'all. If we don't hold the mismanagement accountable, we don't let the world know about how we're suffering at the CTA. You got to speak up. When you're off the clock, you can do what I'm doing right here. You don't have to mention any names. You don't have to mention the the specific locations, but you can talk about what you experience. You know, you sisters out there who are harassed by management, touched, asked to go out with them or do things with them sexually, you know, this is not right. You got to speak up. And if they say they threaten you, if they say, hey, if you say anything about this, it's going to mean trouble for you, that's harassment too. Again, you transgender brothers and sisters, you have you're in a unique position to bring attention to the barbaric working conditions and culture of sexual harassment at the CTA. But yeah, you're going to have to step up. You're going to have to speak out. It's just never going to get better. So I don't know what I can do as an individual, but I can help you if you're dealing with this. Reach out to me. And 9 times out of 10, members who have issues and they call me about it, they already know the solution. They just need to bounce it off of someone who listens. It just seeing that article about Sister Ava Hudson, bus operator, committed suicide. And whenever there's a suicide, it really anywhere I see it about it, read about it, it hits me personally because my sister committed suicide, and I'll never forget the call from my dad. You know, I'll never forget that call. And it really broke up. It just, you know, she had children left behind, and they don't have their mom, and I don't have my sister. My dad doesn't have his daughter, and she was the first to complete college in our family, you know. So once someone commits suicide, they're gone. Once they die, they're gone. But what makes suicide so bad is it's not accidental death. It's shocking, but it's intentional death of a person that you care about, and maybe you don't realize you care about that person because they're gone now, you know. Boy, because I know this is public, so it goes deeper than that. So I can't say anymore. I don't want to say anymore right now. But, you know, to see this article about Ava Hudson, and now I can put a name on this person, this coworker of ours, it's now coming into my soul, you know, that this is just a little bit of a warning sign about how bad it is at the CTA for the CTA workers. You know, we just to have this little thing, one thing that they could just cover up. You know, if it was 20 people that died, it'd be hard to cover that up. But one person who's a rookie, just started, and they're transgender, right? Undesirable, right? It's what they say, you know. It's how people talk. You know. But, you know, it's hard to put it into words, but we got to speak up. And if you need help, always reach out to someone. But we always like to say, yeah, if you feel like you want to commit suicide, call this phone number, talk to somebody. Yeah, that's good. But why do people want to commit suicide at the CTA? Why does a CTA worker who's on the path with a full-time permanent job with a pension, paid vacation, respectable amount of money, not enough in my opinion, but a respectable amount of money, why would they kill themselves? Why would they do so in such a horrific manner as to jump in front of a train that's being operated by another human being? In fact, that day that it happened, it was two human beings. There was a trainee and then a full-time experienced person as a line instructor with them. So they both were part of the machine to kill the person who doesn't want to live. So one life was permanently snuffed out, and then two lives, and I don't know who they are either, but two lives were permanently damaged. I don't even know if they can work here anymore. You know, so watching this person die under their train. I mean, when I was a train operator, I never hit anybody, but I've had close calls. I've had people wipe out on their bikes in front of me. I've had people fall on the tracks in front of me. I've had riders fall in between my train and the platform. Baby carriages, people ducking their baby carriage under the gates, all kind of crazy stuff. But I never experienced being the machine, being the operator of a vehicle that kills somebody. But for a CTA worker to commit suicide, don't tell us, CTA mismanagement, President Penny, President Keith, don't tell us to go get counseling. Ask us, why do you feel this way? What brought you here? And listen. And most likely it's the working conditions. It's the working conditions. That's what makes people, a lot of us, depressed. It's our lives. What's going on? Well, you just need counseling. Yeah, we need counseling. But we need to remove the hazards that are causing us misery. And when you have someone who's working at the CTA and then they killed themselves by jumping in front of a CTA train, that's a sign of deeper, widespread systemic problems. And the CTA mismanagement is covering it up. And you'll hear me talk about paid sick leave, full-time jobs for all, 2-person crews, brick-and-mortar bathrooms, make the second chance program a real apprentice program, all these kinds of things. I don't just say this because I like to say them. I say them because as a union rep, I see what precipitates illness and write-ups and terminations. I see it. So if I see these hazards, I'm going to speak out on it, but I'm also going to talk about the solutions. And I'm not liked for that. People like to just, hey, look, we'll just grieve it. We'll just get counseling. Yeah, but how about we get rid of the thing causing the problem? If people are getting depressed at work, how many hours are they working and how much they being paid? What are their working conditions like? How is the management treating them? I mean, we got to look at what is going on around us if we want to figure out what's wrong with us. Sometimes people just get fed up. We haven't had a mass shooting at the CTA in the workplace, but I see it coming. I just see it. You just can't keep treating people like they treat us. I don't want nobody to do that. But when CTA workers are telling me, Eric, I can't take it anymore. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? So they make more rules to write us up, more cameras to write us up. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to have more depression. And because of the depression, you're going to have violence. And you're going to have suicides. When's it going to stop? Because there's obviously no interest amongst the management and the union presidents. If the CTA workers are happy and healthy, I didn't say entertained, I didn't say pacified. If the CTA workers are happy and healthy, the CTA service will be good. If the CTA workers are unhappy and unhealthy, the CTA service will suck. It's that simple. And Ava Hudson is a sign that the CTA workers are not happy. Sister Ava Hudson is a sign that the CTA workers are unhealthy. We are unhealthy physically, we are unhealthy mentally, and we are unhealthy spiritually. And the union leadership and the management are responsible for this. And y'all need to take, and I'm union leadership, I'm in it, So we need to take responsibility and admit our failures. And we need to apologize to the members for letting them down. In every case, when a member says to me, because of you, I don't have this and I don't have that. And because you said this and you said that, I don't have this. I say, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for you to suffer like that. Now, philosophically, we disagree. I still listen and say, I understand, but I disagree. And in the case of the union president, well, there's no reasoning with them. It's just, get out of here or I'll call the cops. But the union presidents, I don't work for them. I'm a union representative. I work for the people who elected me. So it's very different. So if you're upset with me because me and Penny don't get along, well, that's just the way it is. But if you're upset with me because I let you down, I told you I would do something and I did not follow through with it, then that's something that needs to be corrected. But when we have someone that just committed suicide, that killed themselves at work, we really need to look in the mirror and ask ourselves, what are we doing as union leadership to prevent this from happening? Don't think like a boss. Well, we're going to have to get them counseling. There you go again. It's a Band-Aid solution. A Band-Aid's nice. Okay, fine. You can keep the wound from being infected easily. But it could still be infected. It's still a cut. And you haven't taken care of the reason why they got cut. And our members in our union, 308-241, are depressed and sick, demoralized. It's because of the working conditions. Looking at the members and telling them, well, they just need to come to work. We're trying our best to help them. Maybe we should reward them for coming to work. Oh my God, y'all. These are union officials talking like this. Yet we have a president, Penny and Keith, that signed a waiver for paid sick leave. I mean, did you ever have such a bad day at work that you just wish you were dead? Did it ever cross your mind? It was so bad today at work. You're so angry or so depressed. And then the thought came to your mind, I wish I could have tomorrow off. But reason kicks in and says, well, if you do that, you're going to get a mess. You're going to get written up. Well, I got intermittent FMLA. I'll go to FMLA day. And then you got to be careful. Make sure you get this number, that number, write this down, call that person, this and this and this, and make sure you're doing this and not doing that. So it's stressful just getting that. So you take your day off, you take a miss, and you get written up. You felt good about having a day off. You played hooky, right? But here they come. They're going to come and get you. And that's what they do. They write you up. If we had paid sick leave, even if we had what the managers have, think of all the depression, potential suicide, potential shootings that we could prevent. I mean, people People don't just completely go from 0 to 100 when it comes to depression that leads to suicide. Generally, it's incremental and it builds up and it just bit, and then boom, they break. Mass shootings, same thing. The mass shootings are not, they usually just don't happen out of the blue. There have been warning signs. People have been revealed their thoughts to other people, but it was ignored for whatever reason. So, why did Sister Ava Hudson kill herself? Could we have intervened as a union representative or as a coworker? Could we have intervened when maybe someone was making fun of Sister Ava? Maybe people wouldn't sit next to Ava in the break room. Maybe you could sit next to Sister Ava in the break room. You could see someone that people are picking on and you could say, hey man, leave that person alone. You could speak up. Maybe there's something you can do as an individual. Well, I think I went way too long on this. Well, this is my last day of vacation. Can you believe it? I'm not doing anything. I should be doing stuff. And here I am, doing this. But I can't help myself. So if there's another person out there, like Sister Ava, you being sexually harassed, you transgender, whatever, some other undesirable minority group, and you feeling down, definitely do your prayers, because that's what keeps me going. Well, you, at any time you can call me, because I won't browbeat you, because I don't want nobody killing himself. I don't want nobody killing himself at work or killing himself at home. You know, suicide, it ain't the way to go. I want to encourage you who think about it. Die the death of a revolutionary. Die the death standing up for truth and justice. I want to die fighting for justice. I don't want to die because I gave up. I want to die because the powers said, that's it, we're taking them out. And the God says, well, Eric, it's your turn. That's the kind of death you want to die. Die the death of someone in a righteous struggle to take the billionaire, blood-sucking, warmonger, corporate bastards and throwing them in a lake of fire. All their agents. Lake of fire. Throw them in. That's the death you want to die. Get out there and let the world know about how you struggle at the CTA. Let the managers harass you. Let the union presidents malign you. Let some of your ignorant coworkers make fun of you. Struggle in a righteous cause, putting your life on the line to make the lives of others better. So the next person that's like you won't have to go through what you're going through. You know you didn't deserve that write-up. You know the manager's picking on you, trying to make an example of you. Tell the world. Tell the world about Manager Hell and all them scumbags. Speak up. Use the internet. The internet. Social media. Ooh, man. If we had that back during chattel slavery, ooh, that would have been something. If we had that back when the Indians were being forced removal for that Trail of Tears, can you imagine that? We had social media back then? Nah. Don't you give up. Don't kill yourself. Don't commit suicide. Nah. Join with me. And let's fight. Let's go down in a righteous fight. Speaking up. Condemning our oppressors. Condemning the cheapskate, law-breaking, no-good scumbag CTA mismanagement and their boot-licking, boss-loving agents in the union office. You're going to feel so good. I'll give you my bullhorn and you'll pick it up and you'll hear your voice booming off the walls. You'll be like, I like that. It's addictive. It's a good addiction. Because you're fighting, you're speaking up, you're letting your voice, you're taking what's in your soul, the pain and the suffering that you suffer and that you see others suffer. And then you project it out to the world. You're getting it all out. You're going to feel so good. And you'll be like, man, why did I want to kill myself? Why did I want to kill myself again? I don't remember. Peace, everybody.